Before we start, subscribe and become part of our community. Your support helps us grow and keep sharing mysteries with you.
Guadalajara, a city in Mexico that's deeply rooted in history and tradition in the collective imagination. Among its many urban tales and legends, one stands out that you should know: the enigmatic story of Ignacio Torres Altamirano, a story that once you hear it will linger in your mind and your thoughts. Can you imagine living with a fear so intense that even darkness itself becomes your worst enemy? This is the story of Nachito, a boy whose life was marked by an overwhelming terror of the dark. Nictophobia, an irrational fear of darkness, the night, or leaving the house when it is dark. While many children are afraid of the dark, Nachito's fear was beyond ordinary. It tormented him day and night. His parents, members of the prestigious Altamirano's family, one of the most distinguished in Guadalajara, consulted many doctors of the time, but no one could help him. Did everything they could to ease his fear. They filled his room with candles, ensuring that he was never left in darkness. Keep in mind this was 1880. At that time, electricity didn't exist, and the only way to light homes was with candles. On one particularly stormy night, Nachito's parents had gone out to a grand ball, leaving the child in the care of his nanny. The fierce wind howled through the city, rushing through the windows and extinguishing all the candles in Nachito's room. The door slammed shut, trapping him in a total darkness. In the midst of that fateful darkness, Nachito's faced his worst fear: the shadows. The only sound in the room was his terrified screams. When the storm finally passed and his parents returned home, they found Nachito lifeless in his crib. His mother lost her mind on that moment. Nachito had suffered a fatal heart attack, a consequence of the sheer terror brought on by the darkness that engulfed his room. The Altamirano family, devastated by their loss, decided to bury him in the Panteón de Belén, a cemetery already infamous for its eerie reputation. But the story didn't end there. You will not believe this, but shortly after his burial, a strange occurrence began to take place. Every morning, Nachito's coffin was found unearthed, resting on the ground. The cemetery caretakers initially believed it to be the work of grave robbers. However, they found no signs of vandalism or footprints near the grave. Even one night, a caretaker claimed to have witnessed something moving the coffin, as if Nachito himself was trying to escape from his grave. When the family learned of these events, they realized that their child did not want to be buried in the darkness. In her grief, Nachito's mother said, "My son does not want to be buried in the darkness." So they commissioned a special tomb to be built above ground, illuminated and surrounded by candles. To this day, Nachito's tomb remains intact and is one of the most visited sites during the Panteón de Belén's nighttime tours. Visitors leave toys and candles in his memory, and many claim to feel the presence of the little boy lingering near his grave. Nachito's story is not just a reminder of the fear he endured in life, but also how his spirit seems to persist, clinging to the light. If you ever visit the Panteón de Belén, don't forget to leave a candle or a toy at his tomb, but be careful because you never know who else may be watching. Stay safe, stay curious. See you next time.